Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again. Here to bring you another video. This video is going to be talking about whether or not Daryl will leave Merle and go back to rejoin Rick's group at the prison. Alright, so I know I'm a little bit late with this one, seeing as how we're getting a new episode of The Walking Dead tomorrow. Is The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 10, Home. So this may or may not be applicable come that time, once the episode's over and everything. But I figured, hey, what the hell? I should make a lot of videos. I should try to make at least a couple videos. Every day or two, I should have at least one or two new videos up, pretty much, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 days a week. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. People seem to like that, and I seem to like doing about that many. So I figured I'd just do it anyway, because it may still be applicable to after tonight's episode anyway. Seeing as how I don't think it's going to be completely resolved by the end of tonight's episode. I mean, it seems like the whole Merle-Daryl story arc is something that could probably go on for at least a few episodes. At least. I mean, they haven't seen each other since Season 1, since, actually, that's not true. They haven't seen each other in the series until now. Yeah, because if you think about it, even though Daryl was at the camp and Merle was at the roof there with Rick inside Atlanta and the rest of the group, small group, they never interacted in the show up until this point. This is the first time we've actually seen the two of them interact. So I imagine they would not just want to blow past that right away, and we should actually get to see some time between both of them interacting, seeing what their relationship is like, because we know that Daryl's the ultimate badass for Rick's group. And Merle is, I mean, the dude's so badass, he got his hand cut off, or not cut off, but he got handcuffed to a roof, left to die with walkers butting at the door, cuts his own hand off, goes, cauterizes the wound, and then is able to somehow get out of Atlanta even with that. I think they did hint earlier on at some point that the governor's group did come across him somehow there. We don't know exactly. I'd like to see that. They should film something like that and sort of put it in like as an intro before the credits, like they used to do. That was sick when they used to do that. I'd like to see that again, them doing stuff like that. It's really cool. Just so we can in our minds see how that played out and everything that happened with that. But yeah, we've never seen them interact before, so I tend to think that they want to keep Daryl and Merle together at least for a little while so we can see how they interact. Be it an episode, at least 2 to 3, maybe, okay, well, not just one episode, at least 2 to 3 should probably be, I would say, okay. If they can get that, then, afterwards, I think we'd probably be looking at them splitting up. Because I believe tonight, and what we're going to see, is that Merle, which is kind of shown in the sneak peek a little bit, is going to kind of show Daryl how him and the governor's group do things, because we have seen the sneak peek. He sort of hints to Daryl. He kind of says, like, is that what that group taught you, how to scavenge for supplies and food and all that? And the next thing we see is there's pictures of him holding a gun at somebody in a red truck from the sort of promos, or a promo for the next episode. So why is he pointing a gun at somebody in a truck, and who is he pointing a gun at? Well, I think, and this is just a prediction, just a hunch, I think he's actually pointing the gun at just some random people. That's what I think. And Daryl's like, let him go. And Merle's like, no, this is how we get our supplies. We hunt down the living, and we take theirs. Wow. Now that would be interesting if that's where they're going with this, which I think that's what they're doing. And then how would Daryl react to Merle hunting people down and taking their stuff, taking their food, taking their weapons and all that, and possibly killing them, like as he was doing with the governor? Because you remember earlier on in the season when we were introduced to the governor, they went after those military guys and they wiped them all out, took all their stuff. So it seems like that's probably how they've been kind of surviving at this point, is by not just looking for supplies. I mean, they probably do that a little bit too, but mostly cashing in off of hunting down survivors out there, killing them, or at least putting them up to gunpoint, and taking all their stuff that they want. All their valuables, their ammunition, their guns, their weaponry, of course, food, supplies, everything they have. Now, that would be interesting, because then Daryl, I'm sure, is not going to be like okay with that. He's going to be like, this isn't us. What the hell are you doing? This kind of stuff. This is evil. And then he's probably going to either question whether or not he should stay with Merle. Obviously, being the younger brother, he's probably not going to be able to talk Merle out of doing this kind of stuff, especially if he's been doing it for a long time, which I think it's been at least a year since we've probably seen him in between. Because they did go through winter and back, so about a year maybe, let's say, since they've seen him. So that conflict right there of how they're going to survive in post-zombie apocalypse could be exactly why Daryl decides to leave Merle and go back to the prison. Also, of course, Merle was also saying that the governor's probably already hunted them down and killed them all. So he would want to defend them, or at least help them out, or try to defend them if possible. So I think the combination of those two things will probably set Daryl over the edge and he'll head back. But I don't think it's going to be quite yet. I think it'll be at least 3 to 4 episodes down the line, maybe even later on. And hopefully we'll see something really good to wrap up the season. Possibly have Daryl kill Merle, something like that, even though he doesn't want to. Have him do it anyway. That'd be a great way to end it, I think. But definitely, I think that their whole story arc is probably one of the most exciting of the whole season. And it's not something they're just going to blow right over right away. So as for Merle, so I think Daryl's going to go back. As for Merle, I think he might try to go back to the governor too. Because if you think about it, what else is he going to do? Where else is he going to go? Is he just going to go by himself and just go around by himself? I mean, that would get pretty lonely pretty fast. So I imagine he might try to go back with the governor too and maybe betray, Daryl's trust or do something like that. So anyway, that's pretty much it for my predictions on what I think is going to happen with Daryl. I don't think he's going to stay with Merle. I think he's going to leave in a few episodes or by the end of the season for sure, but probably not right away. Anyway, let me know what you guys think is going to happen between Daryl and Merle. Will Daryl leave? Will he stay with Merle? Am I wrong in this one? Argue your points in the comments. We'll discuss it. And then, of course, tonight, depending on when you're watching this, could be kind of like tomorrow night, sort of. We'll get to see a new episode, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, saying peace.